make me sweat. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can smell it.
Woo!
Oh.
Welcome, everybody, to the Assuminati podcast.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Fire.
Bring on the heat, baby.
Bring on the heat indeed.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We're here to talk all things spicy. Thank you, first of all, though, to everybody who listened to and gave us feedback on the Beatles episode that we did. That was by far, I think, the most fun that we've had so far on the podcast. Just talking
Good stuff for sure.
So fun.
talking Beatles, reviewing it.
Really enjoyed it.
7-hour documentary. Loved it, Bobby. Loved it. So
The best.
we figured we'd return back to what got us started, food. We figured
Yeah.
we'd jump back into the food category. This time we are tackling spice, heat,
I like it.
Bring
Hot,
it.
hot, hot.
pain.
Bring on the heat, baby.
Pain going in, pain
Love
going
it.
out. So what inspired this is actually a recent challenge in the mainstream food world.
Yeah,
We-
kind of recent.
We had Arby's step up to the plate and create what's called a Diablo Dare challenge with a chicken sandwich and a brisket sandwich as well. So the claim,
Yeah.
we'll throw some graphics up here on the screen. The claim is that this is the hottest thing you can get in the fast food service world.
If you can get it.
They claim that it's so hot that it actually comes with a free vanilla shake to help you get through it. That's how spicy this thing is. So, Robert, you already kind of gave it away. Matt and I were able to secure a sandwich, and we gave our reviews. I'll play those here in a bit. What happened, Robert?
Damn supply chain.
It's the America
You
way.
know,
on the supply chain.
What
I
happened?
went to 4 different Arby's locations with great hopes of getting just one sandwich.
And all 4 of them had the signs up, right? Like,
Yeah,
Ta-
they had
taunting
the
you, right?
signs up, and
Mocking you.
you know, the first location I went by was basically they didn't know what I was talking about, and they're like, you know, we don't even have any buns, and we're out of roast beef. And I'm like,
Arby's.
Wow.
Arby's is out of
Yeah.
roast beef.
Yeah, they were out of roast beef and buns, and so you know,
We
me being
don't
the
have
person
the
I am,
meats.
I was like, well, what do you have? And they didn't know what to do, and I was like, I don't know why you're even open right now.
What a letdown.
It is hard out here for a fast food.
Oh, great, we
restaurant.
have a kid with no pants.
All right.
Go
Whoa.
to
Candid camera.
Where do you think you learned that, Robert?
Definitely not me.
Okay.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right, put a black bar across that.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the squigglies or something.
Well, he might.
Yeah.
You might want to go grab him and have him apply to work at Arby's because that's about the age they're hiring right now at the locations I visited.
Well, no, they've capped out of their 15-year-olds.
They did.
Yeah. So then I decided to drive all the way across the county to the second Arby's location. And they were just like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not doing that anymore? We're not doing that anymore. Oh, good. He's back with pants. Good. All right. Teddy, do you want to say something?
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to make a work hole and a black hole. I'm gonna do a white hole to send things around the house.
Okay. All
But human can also.
Did you follow that?
No. All right.
Oh,
Shut
he's
my
leaving
door.
you hanging.
Shut my door. Thank you.
Okay.
So, anyways, back to what we're talking about. Drive all the
Yeah.
way across, and they're like, "Yeah, we're not even doing that anymore." And I'm like, "You got a sign like on the drive-through. You're not doing it anymore." No,
Nerve.
we're not doing that anymore.
The nerve, false advertising.
Yeah.
Man.
So that was that night. I gave up. A couple days later, I went to Salt Lake County, went to West Valley. You know, they were out of roast beef.
Wow.
You know, I tried one in Salt Lake City, out of roast beef, out of everything. And then I tried the one that you found yours in, Brandon, like literally like a day or two later. And they're like, yeah, we're out of the stuff to make those.
Okay.
And again, I messed with, I'm like, well, what do you have? And they're like, well, I don't know. And I was like, do you have anything? And she's like, I don't know what we have. And I was like, whatever, I'll go home.
It's a tough location, man. That's a tough location. That's the location where they've actually capped out the number of 15-year-olds that they're allowed to hire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's an uphill battle sometimes.
So
they only take paper applications for those of you looking for a job. They could really use your help, but you cannot apply online.
So there's absolutely. There's definitely a shortage of both supplies as well as labor.
They do not have the meats. It's a conspiracy.
It's tough. Ugh.
How do you advertise you have the meats when you don't have the meats?
Interesting. Let's go. So,
all right, let's go, Brandon. Let's transition.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the support and everybody else for the support. As we move forward here, so Robert was unable to obtain and secure a sandwich for the challenge, but Matt and I were able to find one.
Yes.
Matt went with the chicken version. I went with the roast beef. Or not the roast beef, it's the brisket. So it's this 13-hour smoked brisket. I saw reviews of both online. I decided to go for the tastier one. So let me play a quick montage of Matt and I eating the sandwiches, giving some quick reviews so you can see what the sandwich looks like, what the challenge actually is. And maybe you'll want to give it a try if you can somehow secure a sandwich and not storm off like Uncle Bobby did. Okay.
I just drove out of the drive-through. I was like, enough.
Okay. While we try and get Uncle Bobby back, take a look at the review.
Enjoy.
Okay. This is the Diablo chicken TikTok challenge.
Okay. Diablo challenge. They want me to do it on TikTok. I will not. I went with the brisket because the reviews on the chicken were really bad.
I just bought the Diablo chicken sandwich from Arby's.
And with the free shake.
Here's a good look at it. It comes with a shake, and the challenge is that you can't eat the sandwich without going for the shake. So I'm gonna give it a try here.
This might make me cry. Do you think I'm gonna cry?
Yeah.
Okay. Bethany thinks I'm gonna cry. Hannah doesn't care.
Okay, it's supposed to be jalapenos on here, some ghost pepper sauce, and some pepper jack cheese. And it looks like a lot of lettuce.
Woo!
So we'll give it a try.
Okay, you can see the bun is red. They have chopped up jalapenos, ghost pepper, pepper jack cheese. There's a hot barbecue sauce on it as well. All together, it's supposed to have hundreds of thousands of Scoville units. They give you a vanilla shake.
Okay, let's get a chicken bite here.
Okay, ready?
How is it?
Yep. There's some spice.
It's hot. It is hot.
But not out of control. I can definitely taste the jalapenos and the whatever sauce that is, ghost pepper, I guess.
Now I was curious, how hot is a fast food chain allowed to make a sandwich legally? And this is about what I was expecting. It's spicy.
Pretty hot, but manageable. I think I can do this challenge. I guess you're just gonna have to watch the whole thing. Watch me eat the whole sandwich.
I'm gonna guess that most of the heat is coming from the barbecue sauce.
What does everybody think? Watching me eat.
We better keep that away.
Just kidding.
This is impossible. How would I do this? People look.
It's not going to make you cry.
How?
I don't think.
How would I do?
I think it's pretty good.
How would I do this?
Once it hits the back of your throat, it makes you choke up a little bit. That might be the chopped up jalapenos.
Starting to get pretty
You're
hot.
winning that challenge.
Oh, okay.
That bite.
It's starting to get really hot. My nose is starting to run. Hey, Preston, you want to grab me some a napkin?
Do it.
Okay. Starting to get hot.
Yeah, it's really good. It's hot.
Good.
It is a hot sandwich. I would not feed this to a kid or anybody who does not like spice.
Like me.
Yeah. And it is making me sweat a little bit. I'll give it that.
I figure the bigger bites I take, the faster I can get through this thing. And I'm going to wipe the tears away. Woo!
You got this, Dad.
Thanks, Mike.
Come on. You can do it.
You believe in me?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy
Do
cow.
this.
It's enough to make me sweat. Okay.
Woo! That's hot. Okay, I'm going to
Power
try.
through it, Dad.
I'm going for it. She just said power through it.
You just blew some of it over here, and I literally could like
It
smell the.
smells
bite.
hot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my!
I'm sorry. That was just huge.
It's just maintaining. Overall, pretty good though. Good taste.
Let's see it. Let's see if it's on fire.
Okay, last bite.
Okay, let's do this.
Yay! You did it! Now eat the stuff inside of it.
Now you have to eat all the jalapenos that fell out.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing.
Nope.
I've ever seen you cry.
Okay, everyone can see. Sandwich done. I did it.
Okay.
I didn't go for the shake at any point in time, but now I'm
now.
going for
Dad,
it.
you can proof watch
you can-
this if you want.
So that was Matt and I tackling the Diablo Dare challenge at Arby's. Matt, do you have any thoughts since doing the challenge that you'd like to add?
Just that I felt like it wasn't as spicy as I was anticipating. So I thought that the sandwich and it didn't taste all that great. So I thought, kind of after the whole thing was over, would I ever just go purchase that just to eat it? And the answer is no. It kind of was flavorless and not all that great. So and it wasn't really all that spicy. I've had a lot spicier foods for sure.
Yeah, it was enough.
Well,
to
the good
give-
news is, Matt, I don't think they'll be offering them much longer.
Yeah. As it turns out for you, they're not offering it at all. So
Right.
No, like
But-
I feel like the world's against me right now. I got kicked out of Zoom. Can't get a sandwich at Arby's. What's
Yeah.
next?
you got to move up to Davis County and then
Robert's being
everything will
canceled.
be all right.
He's
Hmm. Yeah.
somebody
My
behind
favorite
you.
Mexican restaurant sold out to Verges.
That's right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
It's been a
Yeah.
bad week, guys.
Yeah,
It's
Grant.
been tough.
Grantsville lost their sit-down Mexican restaurant. So
Bummer.
Burgess is good. They do some good burgers, and they do
They
some
do,
good. They do some good food. So yeah, and I'm with you, Matt. I felt like, but at the same time, I felt like that was about as hot as a fast food joint could probably legally make a food item without getting sued left and right by people getting hurt or. Anyway, it definitely could have been spicier. I've had spicier food for sure. It did make me sweat. I think I showed that part in the video. It made Matt.
Brandon got the meat sweats.
Yeah, Matt sweat. It made you sweat a little bit though, right, Matt? I mean, it was
Yeah,
spicy.
for sure. I mean, it was spicy, but it wasn't like as much as I thought it was going to be.
From what I hear, the chicken was spicier than the brisket. I did a little bit more research on the reviews of people who have had both, but it wasn't as tasty as the brisket. So that's why I went with that sandwich, that option. I think the brisket may have absorbed the heat a little bit better. And it is a sandwich. It's pretty harshly put together. It is a fast food sandwich. I think they did a good job for what it was. I would probably get rid of some of the barbecue sauce they put on it. Maybe those chopped jalapenos were kind of raw and rough. Overall, I felt like the brisket had a decent flavor to it, but is it something I'd order again? The shake was nice at the end.
Belongs in the trash.
Anyway, so the challenge, I think it runs through February 4th or 6th. But if you're Robert, they see you coming from a mile away, they shut down.
Yeah.
They play
We ain't
dumb.
got no buns.
We got no meat. We got no buns.
We got no meat.
Especially for you, sir.
Yep.
You can't have it.
Arby's,
No
I
matter
mean,
how much you want to burn your intestines.
it's fast food, and we really didn't feel any effects of it afterwards. I think Matt can confirm that.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've had spicier things that have done more damage to us. Yes, it was probably the spiciest fast food item that I've eaten. I can't think of a spicier drive-through fast food item that I've had. So I think they did accomplish kind of what they were setting out to accomplish. Just wasn't quite up to the hype that they had built. And that might have been their purpose. It's a limited time. They're obviously selling out of the items to make it.
Well, joke's on them, because 3 out of the 4 times I went, I didn't order something else.
You just left. Wow.
I was like, I'm leaving.
It's great self-control, Robert. You should be proud of that.
Their marketing
Sure showed
dollars
them.
were not well spent there.
Take that.
Yeah.
So if they were trying to bait and switch, they didn't get old Bobby.
No,
You're too
I was
smart
too
for
smart
them.
for that after the first time.
Nice. Okay, well, that's the Arby's Diablo Dare. That's kind of what inspired the episode. What we really want to tackle, though, is some of the spiciest things that we've eaten, maybe even some of the food challenges that we've partaken in or would like to partake in. So let's dive into it. I posed a question on Facebook last week asking the people, what's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten? I'd like to give some shout outs to some of the interesting answers that we had in that column as well.
And by the way, before you do that, thank you for everyone who has responded, and thank you for listening, and share with your friends, because sharing is caring. Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
Hey, well, let's start with that category. What's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten? This is something that still haunts you to this day. Maybe it even did some damage. Robert, well, what's the spiciest thing you've ever tackled, sir?
I ate a whole ghost pepper once.
Why? What? When and why?
This was about 10 years ago, and someone brought it to work and said, I don't think you can do this. And I said, hell no, I'm going to do it. And I burned up a good pair of jeans. Lit them right on fire. I mean, it was bad.
What was the turnaround time on that?
Not long.
Wow.
Like from 0 to 6.
Usually they go pretty fast through you.
Yeah, and those ghost peppers are the Carolina Reapers, ghost peppers. I mean, there's just a different level to some of that heat.
It just was not enjoyable.
It's engineered to make you die almost. So somebody attempted to murder you at work. That's interesting. So they brought a ghost pepper
on Bobby.
Wow.
Do you know, speaking of that, Brandon, there are some safety issues with a lot of these challenges. I've noticed that, as I was kind of doing some research or whatever, that one chip challenge has actually hospitalized several people. So people that are trying these things do need to exercise some caution and take precautions. Maybe line your stomach first or do something. I don't know, but
maybe.
They are landing people in the hospital. So be careful out there, everyone.
Yeah.
And that's a great point. We do have a lot of challenges that are sweeping the nation, the world right now. The one chip challenge is probably the most popular one that you can partake in. You can order this chip. I think it's $20 on Amazon for just one single chip. I'll throw some pictures up here to show you what's going on. And it has taken some people out. I know some people in my neighborhood who have done it. And they even videoed themselves dying as they attempted it. It looked nasty. It looked like a
How were the
nasty
funerals?
challenge. Yeah. We're holding those soon, some wakes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then there's the world's hottest chocolate bar, 9 million Scoville units is what it claims. That's also another challenge you can purchase on Amazon and have it delivered, have death delivered to your door.
How convenient. Thanks,
Wow.
Jeff Bezos.
Thanks a lot, man. At least you're doing something
Send you
right.
to space and to
So-
your grave.
So, Robert, you had an actual ghost pepper in the flesh. Wow.
I ate the
Great.
whole thing. I just
Great
want you to
answer.
know that.
You're a man about it. Good.
I've had some intestinal problems ever since. But
he's
you
never
know.
been the same. So that's what's wrong with you. Okay. Well, that explains a lot.
Among other things.
Yeah.
Matt, you want to go next? What's the
Sure.
spiciest thing you can remember tackling or eating?
So I don't think I've had the ghost pepper, but I've had something that must have been similar. Back in 1997 when I was serving my mission up in Louisiana somewhere, some podunk town. I got a pepper from some family up there that was just off a plant. I have no idea what it was, but the dare was just to eat the thing, you know.
Wow.
And you'd see these kids just picking these peppers and eating them raw and acting like it was no big deal. Well, like an idiot, I did the same thing, just bit into this thing and started chewing it, and I thought I was going to die. It was a raw pepper. I don't know to this day what it was, but that is the spiciest thing I've ever had. And I've done, you know, like we talked about before, the 11 challenge, you know, we've had those wings, and I've had some pretty hot wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, but nothing has been hotter than whatever that pepper was. So I'm assuming it's probably something pretty high on the Scoville unit chart, but maybe a ghost pepper, maybe not. Who knows?
Wow.
That was my spiciest
And
thing.
that's a part of the country, part of the world. That's they're no stranger to spice. They spice things up quite often. And
Oh,
wow.
yeah, for sure. Spicy food all over the place, but nothing as spicy as that.
And it's still burned, pun intended, into your memory.
It's burned into my memory
Wow.
for sure.
And the spiciest thing that I've had, you mentioned it, the 11 challenge at the local wing coop. It's engineered to make you die. It's pain on a wing. And they claim to put all sorts of different peppers in there, and there's got to be some kind of acid chemical they throw in there as well. I mean, you lose your taste buds for a while. I couldn't feel my face for the rest of the day. It's
hot, like
just ridiculous. So for those of you in the Utah area, the wing coop, I think they still do it, the 11 challenge. And I think we only ate a few wings from that challenge. They have a challenge where you eat 11 wings within a 11-minute period, and you can call yourself a conqueror of that challenge. Now, some of the things mentioned on our post on the Facebooks, I thought were really interesting. Ghost peppers came up several times. I've never had just a straight ghost pepper personally. I don't think I want.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I know my sister-in-law Anna said that she did it with a college professor, brought it into class and had them try them. Evie, who I used to work with, mentioned green habaneros, which I thought that's just an unripe habanero, right? But no, it sounds like this is a thing. This is an engineered habanero, and it sounds painful. Sounds terrible.
That'd trick you if you're thinking it's a jalapeno.
Right? Golly. I know my grandma mentioned some Chinese food that she's had that rocked their world for about a week. Yeah, Matt, what do you think?
I was just thinking some of the Chinese food I've had has been pretty hot too. It just depends, I think, on what you're eating, but still nothing compares to that one pepper. Maybe that was a green habanero. I don't know.
Maybe Asian cuisine though, that hits different. That's like a different type of spice. I know that was mentioned on the feed as well. We had Alex, one of my neighbors, mentioned some Indonesian and Indian cuisine that he's had. And I know my dad, who visited India once upon a time, mentioned the same thing. Their spice level is just, it's wicked at a normal level. And
Yeah,
there's,
I went out to lunch with some Indian friends that I work with, and they were so excited to have me go and try, native Indian cuisine. OMG, like I was sweating like no other. Like that burned me up for the remainder of the week I was out there.
Yeah, some
And
of
I
that
didn't know how to
stuff is
break
out
it
of
to them.
control.
Like I just couldn't handle it. It was bad.
I'm having a physical reaction just listening to it. I feel like I shouldn't touch my eyes right now as we're talking about some of the spicy food.
Yeah. I've done that actually. One time, I think Brandon knows this story, and it might have been the 11 challenge. I don't know what it was, but right after that, I picked my nose, because I had a flyer or something in there, and my nose burned for like, I don't know, 3 days or something after. It was crazy.
So terrible.
I've had one of those experiences, only a little bit lower.
Oh yeah, yep.
Wow.
Say no more.
Hey man, that's
don't do
real.
it. Wear gloves.
Wear
Patrick,
gloves or wash your hands.
Patrick, another friend on Facebook, he mentioned the Atomic Challenge at Wingstop. So that's another local challenge. I think a lot of people, Wingstop's all over the United States. I think you can attempt that challenge. There's the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge.
Is Wingstop the baked ones? They're baked wings. Right?
Yeah,
okay.
they like to promote the baked wings. So it seems like each one of these wing places have some challenges that you can go through. Just different types of heat. My brother mentioned one of my favorite shows on YouTube. It's called Hot Ones. Hot Ones. I don't know if anybody's seen that. This guy has created an entire channel with just the spiciest hot sauces you can find or engineer on this earth. And then he interviews celebrities as they die and trying to eat these hot wings. I think it's a genius platform. The interviews are hilarious. Name a celebrity, they've probably been on it. And they regret it for the most part because of how spicy that challenge is. So hot challenges seem to be really attractive to a lot of people. Hence the reason that this episode was even created. It was sparked by a spicy challenge.
Yeah, well, there's one challenge I've got to tell you that I didn't do, but one of my friends from college did it. Russ, if you're listening, God rest your soul. And this was the challenge that was on YouTube. He's still alive.
Oh, did he die?
Well, okay. I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. But he did this YouTube challenge where you eat a tablespoon of chili powder.
Ugh.
And you just have to drop it on your tongue. I swear he was going to die. Like the powder, like it doesn't swallow.
Kind of like the cinnamon challenge,
the cinnamon challenge. Yep.
But exactly. With heat. Okay. So yeah, it assaults several senses, right? It takes away your ability to moisturize the inside of your mouth, and then it hits you with the spice. That would be terrible. Ugh. Your breathing is affected.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Not at all.
So now that we've talked about the spiciest things that we've eaten, let's talk about normal routines though. Are you guys into spicy? Excuse me. Are you guys into spicy food in general? Is that just, is that something you seek out?
I used to think I was until I, met my Indian friends and I learned I'm a real wimp. But I like a good buffalo wing.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. Dip it in some blue cheese. That's my go-to spicy.
I'm with you. Personally, that's my favorite food. If I'm picking something to celebrate anything in my life, I'm thinking, let's get some wings. Let's spice it up.
I had some today.
Nice.
It was wonderful.
I know, Matt. With both of you, whenever we hit a wing joint, Matt tends to take it just one level past what I take it.
Always takes it a little bit too far.
So Matt, is that something that you just normally do? You love, it seems like we all love spice. I'll get something pretty spicy, and then Matt gets like a honey habanero type flavor or something that makes him really sweat. Is that something you look forward to, Matt? Is that something you do often?
Usually when I'm with you all, but sometimes I'll do it, just like if I'm out with Preston or Riley or something. I'll still order the honey habaneros or whatever. I kind of like a little bit of kick to my food. I too, Robert, have experienced the Indian food. And it's just a little too far for me. So I can
It's on
handle
a whole
certain
different
amount of
plane.
spice. Yeah,
Like
it's
they're
a little
growing
bit.
that stuff in the depths of hell that they make that food with.
It really is.
I don't
Yeah.
know how they can do it without like dying.
Yeah. No, I know I don't know. Maybe if you're used to it or so, maybe you can build up a tolerance to that stuff. Maybe
Well, I'm
there's some
sure because they
science
all just
behind
sit
that.
there and eat it like it's nothing, right? And they're like, yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't even as spicy as like what I eat back home.
Yeah, the Indian food, the Thai food.
Yep.
That's another cuisine that'll kill you. Now, Kylie
Yeah,
mentioned
Thai
that on
food's
Facebook
spicy.
as well. The Thai food, you can accidentally get a spice level that'll just knock your socks off. And there's a
Yeah,
local place
careful.
called Cut Bop. That's kind of a Korean mixed food.
Mhm.
And they have different spice levels you can that you can request 1 to 10, and they've always talked me down to like a 2 or a 3. I'll say something great.
They're like, you can't handle this.
I'm like, 6. Give me a 6. No, let's give you a 3.
Yep.
They look at me and they're like, why don't you start out with a half?
Yeah, these gringos over here can't handle it. And they might be
Yeah.
right. I mean, it's one of those things where I got to know an African immigrant family. They mentioned that they tease their babies with habanero peppers. They don't have access to the medicines that we do, so they numb
is
their
so
babies.
cruel.
They numb their babies' gums with habanero
It might be
juice.
okay though, because the gums are sore, right? That's what
Yeah.
causes the babies to cry and
it
all that stuff.
numbs.
So might
And
be
so
a
these
good idea.
babies, and that you mentioned that you saw kids that were just popping peppers left and right, no big deal. So if you grow up with it, I think you can build up a tolerance. And
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think spicy food is what I prefer. If I could pick a genre of food, I'm picking spice. I need a little bit of a kick to it,
Mhm.
but not to the point where I'm losing my taste.
Yeah, anymore though, I'm way more into flavor than I am this heat.
Yeah. Well, good to know.
I'm
Good
with
to
you.
know. So what we wanted to do is also highlight some of the challenges that are out there. We've already mentioned many of them. I know my neighbor Brian, just down the street, his kid recently did the 1 chip challenge, and then they ordered the chocolate as well with that 9 million Scoville unit that I'll throw a picture of. So that they're into spicy challenges, especially in their youth. That was really funny watching the video of that. They even dropped off a piece of that chocolate for me. Maybe I'll
pop it in.
Maybe I'll pop a piece towards the end of this podcast, and we'll all watch me die together.
Do it.
I've got my Tums ready. I think I could handle it. So
Get a glass of milk.
some of the other challenges, and maybe some milk, that might be a good idea. That's what they do on hot ones. They get milkshakes and milk, and dairy tends to help a little bit. So some of the challenges locally, we've got the Wing Coop, we've got B-Dubs, Wingstop. You've got any of these Thai and Indian restaurants that you can visit. They probably don't have official challenges, but you can probably challenge yourself on that.
All right. Well, let's wrap up and then
Okay.
watch you die.
Let's try.
All right. Thanks for listening to the Assuminati podcast today amid our technical difficulties and my different camera angles. Thank you for whatever's going on here. But today we talked about the Diablo Dare that some of us were able to partake in and some of us were forced to abstain. So burned our tongues, talked about things spicy, talked about some various challenges. So hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you picked up on something that you want to go and try out to burn your innards. So thanks for listening. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and come back for more next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Okay. So I think after talking about all this fun food, I think I've worked up the courage to try the chocolate.
Stick it in there.
You guys ready for
Let's
this?
see it. Let's see it.
Am I ready for this? So thanks
Let's
a lot,
go,
Brian.
Brandon.
Again, it's my my neighbor who provided this challenge. It's not the full chocolate bar, but gosh, I think it's enough. I can already smell it. Yeah, so it's this chocolate bar, 9 million Scoville units, which if you watch hot ones, some of the hottest sauces are in the 2 to 3 million range, and they usually die from that. I'm hoping the chocolate takes a little bit of the edge off, and I'm hoping the fact that it's only 2 squares doesn't kill me completely. I just popped a quick Tums. I'll admit that. I have water standing by, but nothing else.
Water is not good. It spreads the heat.
Dang. So what do I need, Robert? Milk?
You need milk.
I'll run upstairs
Milk.
to get milk if I need it.
You need milk.
Milk. You
according
got
to
it
this.
milk. The
I've
cow.
got a piece of the chocolate bar here. I'm afraid, but I'm going to do it in the name of good cinema and TV here. Okay, here it
Better
goes.
you than me. That's what I always say.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, immediately. It immediately hits. Oh my gosh.
Was that just one chunk or was that two?
Two.
Eh.
Oh man,
Oh, come on. Don't be a baby.
that hits, man. It hits immediately. It's not stopping.
Oh, it's so easy to watch someone do that and not be the guy doing it,
Man,
isn't it?
So good.
Yum.
Let's go, Brandon. You got this.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's
I'm
go,
afraid.
Brandon.
I'm afraid to swallow it. It's making me hiccup.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna hiccup. That's what Tyler Lukow did when he took the 11 wing. He started hiccuping like crazy. Oh man. Get it. He's still hiccuping.
Oh, this is
Okay.
good.
Spread it with that water now. Get that water.
Yeah, spread it with the water.
Uh,
Oh. Oh, man. This is terrible. It just hit the back of my throat. Oh. And now it's going down my throat.
oh my gosh.
I can't talk.
There's a
Well, guys. this,
oh my
This is,
So is that spicier than the Diablo sandwich?
this is giving me flashbacks of the 11 challenge.
nice.
And if I ate the whole chocolate bar, I might just melt. This is terrible.
So does it melt in your mouth, not
It
in your
does.
hand?
So it's like lava.
Oh my gosh.
The lava stuck to my tongue and to the top of my mouth, and it's just burning. I can't feel anything right now. And I just got my taste back from COVID. And, and now I'm
so
ruining
much for that.
And now I'm ruining it. It hit it was I've never I can't even talk.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sweating through
Continuous
I'm
pain.
sweating through my eyeballs. Those aren't just tears.
That looks enjoyable.
Anyway,
I'm glad it was you, not me. that
that's
decided to
absolutely
do
terrible.
Yes, thank you for taking one for the team.
I'll throw up a picture of what the challenge is. I can't believe what it's making my body do.
I don't want to see what happens after this.
It's forcing my body into these forced heaves and hiccups, and I'm sweating profusely. I'm gonna have to take a shower. Yeah, and what is it gonna do to me later, guys?
I hope you light some candles.
Okay. Yeah. This isn't getting any better. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm gonna go chug some milk. And
Oh man.
I can't believe what it's forcing my body to do. This is so bizarre.
Totally worth it. It was totally worth it for me.
Wow. Well, I love you guys. If I never see you again, my heart rate is through the roof according to Fitbit. I'm at 120 beats.
Wow,
I'm
you're
in the
getting your
zone.
workout in.
I hit what's called the cardio zone
Yeah, there you
on
go.
Fitbit. I'm sweating. I'm a wimp apparently.
Yeah.
This is killing me. And it was only two squares. It did smear on the top of my mouth, and that's what's killing me right now.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what chocolate does, man.
the one chip
Something's
challenge,
gonna
I
smear
can
later.
only imagine. The one chip challenge is this intense as well. Yeah, everything's just flushing through my face. I don't even know if I'm talking speaking English right now. Can you guys even understand me?
Yeah, we can kind of
Okay.
understand you.
Okay.
Yeah, sound great. Sound like
yeah.
you normally do.
Yeah. Okay. Just incoherent, not nonsense as usual. I
Yeah,
gotta
as
go.
usual.
I gotta go take care of this.
All right, let's go, Brandon.
This was great. Thank you for your support, and thank you, Brian, for the death. I may file charges later, and we'll go from there. So, hey, well, thanks, guys.
Very
My
good.
heart's palpitating just watching you.
Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez. This is a
Take
different
care
kind
of it, man.
this is a
Go get some
different-
milk.
I haven't felt this kind of sweat in a long time. This is different. Yeah, maybe milk will do it. Okay, maybe some ice cream. Love you guys.
Good
All
luck.
right,
I
man.
gotta go. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
All right, ready? There we go.
Jeez. Did you get it?
Hey, you got COVID again?
I know. I know.
Man.
Yeah, keep in
That
mind,
was
guys,
rough.
I just had COVID. All right.
Excuses,
All right.
excuses.
One, two, three.
Dad, reuse napkins. It's not good for the environment. I can smell how spicy that is. Come on, you can do this.
This is not going to be pretty later. Tell you how much right now.
You're tearing up, Dad.
So it doesn't burn my lips.
Dad. Good job, Dad.
Would you order that again?
Nope.
Oh, I
The
hope he's
image
listening.
is just wonderful.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can smell it.
Woo!
Oh,